struck multiple times, and after he was struck, he took off running to the north side of the parking lot. When he got to the north side of the parking lot, a passerby saw that he was in distress, started trying to get him some medical attention, and that passerby happened to also be armed with a weapon. I can tell you that the passerby then pointed the weapon at a vehicle that was leaving the scene at a high rate of speed. That is where we believe the suspects were, in that particular vehicle that was leaving at a high rate of speed. We can tell you that we are in the process of looking for 3 individual suspects in this case. We don't have a physical description of them just yet, and I can tell you that it's a light-colored sedan that took off from this area, and we want anyone who maybe saw something or heard something to please come forward and help us locate that vehicle.
Okay, let me make sure we all understand this correctly. So 2 groups of people shooting at one another. Was there one person?
Only one group was shot at the other. So there were 2 groups that were speaking to each other.
Okay.
At one point, the individuals inside this light-colored sedan started shooting at the group that was outside of the sedan. So we have a group inside of the sedan, and we have a group standing outside of the sedan. The people inside the sedan shot at the folks that were standing outside of the sedan.
How many people were shooting?
We are looking for 3 potential suspects. We don't know how many of those were armed, but there were at least three suspects inside of that sedan.
Okay.
One individual shot multiple times. That individual took off running to the north side of the parking lot. When he got to the north side of the parking lot, that's when he saw a passerby saw him in distress, started trying to give him medical aid, but that passerby also had a gun. He pulled out his weapon and pointed it at the sedan as it was leaving at a high rate of speed, and the sedan took off. He never fired his weapon. The passerby never fired his weapon. The individual who was shot, we can tell you that it's an 18-year-old male. He was shot multiple times. He did receive critical injuries, but we do not, at this time, believe them to be life-threatening.
Okay, now we're looking for a suspect. Do we have a description of how old these 3 suspects are?
Right now, we are still talking to witnesses. We can tell you that we're looking for at least 3 individuals, but we don't have a description of them just yet because detectives are still actively questioning those witnesses. This happened less than an hour ago, so it's going to take a little bit of time for us to get enough information that we can put out to the media.
Do we know what the altercation was about?
We don't, because the individual that was shot is currently being treated at the hospital, and so we haven't had a chance to speak to him directly, but we are also trying to talk to other individuals that are involved, so currently our detectives are talking to everyone that we've been able to get from this scene.
And the condition of the person shot?
He is in critical condition. We know that he was coming in and out of consciousness. As of right now, he is conscious and alert. We do expect him to make a recovery, but we're unsure because he was shot multiple times.
And then there are clothes on the other side of Bunkhouse. Do they have anything, or there's something on the ground?
That is, I don't know for a fact, but that is the area where our victim was being treated by the passerby. So that could potentially be for this victim, but I can't confirm that just yet.
It's just So it started
so
over there.
He started on this side.
He
ran over there, and he ended up right on the north side of the parking lot near the steak restaurant, and that's where the passerby saw him, started trying to render aid, and then pulled out his weapon and just pointed it at the sedan that was leaving.
And what time do we have?
It was at 4:52. No, 3:52. Excuse me, 3:52.
That sedan never fired at the passerby that was trying to render aid or anything?
No, we have no reports of gunfire between the passerby or the sedan, and we can tell you for a fact that the person that was rendering aid never fired his gun.
Is there an estimate of how many shots were fired?
Multiple
shots. Do we know if those gunshots hit anywhere else?
We haven't seen any other signs of structure damage or anything like that. It all took place in the parking lot, but we haven't seen any signs of any kind of damage just yet.
Gotcha.
But it just happened an hour ago, so we're still trying to gather as much information, and it's going to be some time before detectives get that.
And then we know that we're here at Westgate. Do we know, like, hey, were there a lot of people kind of in the area?
Well, this is Westgate, so this is a very popular area when it comes to not only entertainment, but for people to dine and shop. So this potentially could have been much worse of a situation.